Hello, hello, and welcome back to Mindfully Rich Podcast, your weekly look at life and finances. With a twist, I'm your host, Richie, and of course, y'all know I gotta start with the thanks. Thank y'all so much. I don't know what's going on, but I've been having a surge in listeners, and I'm excited. Whatever y'all doing, keep all the subscribing going on, all the sharing y'all doing going on. Do all of those things, okay? Let's continue to do that so we can keep the podcast moving. And I always say we, just because I look at y'all as the community, okay? So what I'm trying to build is an actual community. You know, I don't want people who are just here and then just gone. I want a community of people that actually like the content. You share the content. You know, you're a part of the Rich Gang. You know, that's what I want. And so I'm so excited to still be here every single week. Y'all, consistency, okay? First of all, let's just take a second out for consistency, okay? This is the 38th episode, okay? So I'm going to just clap for myself on that one right now, okay? Because y'all, look, we got to give it up. That's what I told myself on March 9th when I started this podcast. I just wanted to be consistent and continuously ensure that I'm bringing y'all these episodes. And so this was a personal goal of mine that I'm achieving, and I'm so excited to be hitting all the marks each week. And I just want to thank y'all for being here. And like I said, all of the subscribes and the sharing that y'all are doing. Make sure if you want someone to get all these gems you be getting, make sure you give them the links. Let them know, hey, check out Mindfully Rich Podcast. You know, it only take a second to let people know. Sharing is caring, okay? Because I know y'all feeling it. I know y'all been sharing it. So keep it up, all right? And so, y'all, last week, I ain't do nothing. I was just regular smuggler up in this house, okay? I ain't do nothing, okay? The only thing I probably did was clean the house, but I ain't did nothing. I ain't went nowhere. You know, the whole month of November was all my friends, all my Scorpio friends. It was all of their birthday. So I was doing something all the time. But you know what? I had my tail in the house, okay? Just chilling like I need to be, okay? And so didn't do nothing there, but what I will say is, I know this pandemic has brought a lot of pain to people. It's been bad in a lot of ways, but it has also had some good, y'all. I'm going to let y'all know I needed this slowdown period. I needed this because I'm one of those people who don't know how to sit my butt down, who will go until I'm just burnt out. Okay. And so I needed this slowdown period so that I'm able to, you know, wrap my hands around life for a second. And also so that I can focus my mind. Okay. Because I'm so hyper, y'all. I'm real hyper. Okay. Y'all don't know me, but the people who know me, I'm hyper. Okay. And so because I'm so hyper and my mind takes a while to actually slow down and to just think and to focus, this time has allowed me to do that, and I've been birthing so many new ideas. Y'all, oh my goodness. 2021, I see so much good stuff happening for Mindfully Rich Podcast. Y'all just gonna have to be on the lookout for it. One of those things is the Savings Challenge that I'm so excited. Remember, I announced this in the last episode, which was the Savings Mindset Part 1 episode. That's where I gave y'all just a little bit of the details. We're gonna go into some of those details today. But y'all, I've been birthing some ideas, and I can't wait to see, you know, them all come to fruition. And so the one thing that I will say is exposure is the one thing that I've been determining that I need more of. Okay. The show itself, great. The content, great. You know, I just need the exposure. And so if y'all listening, y'all know a way that I can get more exposure, whether that be on radio interviews, TV interviews, who y'all can hook me up with, you know, just because networking is a thing. Okay. And so I'm just going to go ahead and put that out there, throw it into the universe. If any of y'all know Charlamagne the God, I want to be on the Black Effect Network with the podcast, okay? Just because he did just start the Black Effect Network, and I know they partner with iHeartRadio, and so that's something that I would absolutely love, that back end, that exposure, that'd be great. That means that the message can get out to way more people, because y'all know the objective of me starting this podcast was just to help people understand money and to explain money in like a fun way for people, you know, a way that people would want to listen. Just because I know in my big girl job, y'all know I done been in this industry for 14 years. I have a way about me. I'm acknowledging my gift and I'm accepting my gift, that I have a way of explaining things that makes people understand money better and financial topics better. So with that gift, I want to make sure that the whole world gets a chance to hear it. Okay. And so I am trying to gain more exposure next year. And so I got some things up my sleeve. But if y'all know some people, go ahead, share the podcast with them. Tell them to hit me up, mindfullyrich@gmail.com. Go ahead and look, you know where the info is at. Okay. I'm also on social media. Y'all. Okay, I got the Facebook page up. It's not the cutest thing yet, but I got some stuff on there right now. So if y'all on Facebook, make sure y'all go ahead and follow, like, whatever it is you do on Facebook, Mindfully Rich Podcast. Y'all know that the place that I love to have all of the social media information is on IG. I'm on IG at mindfully_rich_podcast. All right, and so last week's episode was the first of the month, the Savings Mindset Part 1 episode. Make sure y'all go back and go check that out. The official hashtag for the Savings Challenge is going to be Mindfully Rich 5K Savings Challenge. All right, y'all probably wondering, how did I come up with that? So last week I had 2 that I was looking at, just 2, just because if I have too many, my mind don't know how to deal with stuff like that, okay? So my best friend, she called me, let me know that one. So this is the one we using. Again, the official hashtag for the Savings Challenge is Mindfully Rich 5K Savings Challenge. You write it once, you don't never have to write it again, okay? So I talked about in that episode, building a systems mindset by giving your mind perspective into what you need to change in your life to make a goal come to fruition. And in this case, we're talking about the 5K savings goal for the savings challenge that we're doing that starts next month. Okay, I also talked about SMART goals, the systems we'll be using to achieve this savings goal. And I think that's about it. That's all I'm going to give y'all at this point. Go on back to that episode, check it out, listen to it so that way you can get all those gems that I dropped in that episode. Just because, remember, in the month of December, we're building new perspective. We're trying to change our mindset so that we can get prepared to save. Okay, and so we're going to go ahead and move into our Mindful Money Moment segment. And for those of y'all that are new, the Mindful Money Moment segment is where I take a music title. I love music. So I take a title of a song that I like sometimes, and I use that title to set the conversation for whatever it is we're going to talk about on the podcast today. And so for today, the music title inspiration comes from my dudes, A-Ball and MJG. Relax and take notes. That was so fitting, right? It just came to me, right? Like sometimes I have to really search for titles. But this time I was sitting here and I was like, I was singing the Biggie version of it. And I was like, well, it's Biggie singing the song, especially the chorus. So I was like, this is the one. This is the one. I should have did the first episode and it could have just been part 1 and part 2. But you know what? It's cool. Ain't no problem. Relax and take notes. And you know that this is the Savings Mindset Part 2 episode. All right, so if y'all remember from Part 1's episode, I talked about how building savings habits are essential in order for you to build wealth. That's just true. It's facts. Don't fight me on it. It's just a thing. If you can't save money, you're not going to build wealth ever. Okay? Because you're going to always walk around saying, if I made this amount of money, if I made this, if I made that. It's not about how much money you make. It's about how much money you're able to keep. And so in this episode, remember, I'm building your perspective. I'm helping you to get in a mindset of saving. And so I'm going to drop 3 gems today. So I said to myself, y'all, I'm going to start, because in my big girl job, I love to describe things and educate people in steps or rules. And so I said for the podcast, I think I'm going to start doing gems. And so for today's episode, I'm concentrating on 3 gems. All right, y'all, it's going to be a lot of information. So I'm just going to go ahead and let you know right now, you either going to have to re-listen to this episode or you need to go ahead and take notes. That's why it's called Relax and Take Notes. See? All right. So for gem number 1, you got to play Find the Coins in your finances so that you can figure out where you need to decrease in your spending life so that you can make room to save. Because the only way you're able to save money is if you stop spending as much money where you're already spending it at. So in order to do that, when you plan Find the Coins, you should first start with any memberships that you have. Okay? Remember, we plan Find the Coins. And so we're trying to figure out where we can cut or where we can decrease. All right. And so with your memberships, let me tell you what, I got an iPhone. And so with the iPhone, you could get all of these apps, and some of these apps have, they're paid. And so I didn't realize that I was signed up for so many subscriptions until I actually went to the subscriptions tab, in my settings to see I was signed up for so many things, and I had to cancel them because they was charging me money and I didn't even know it. So you want to look at all of your subscriptions, any memberships that you have that you either don't need or that you can get rid of. Okay. What if let me give you an example. So I just upgraded my phone today. I don't understand how upgrading my phone, I am now paying $40 cheaper than what I was paying just because of all the new discounts that they have out, right? It's crazy. Okay. And so with upgrading my phone, I also get a subscription to Hulu, Disney Plus, and Apple Music. I pay for all three of those things right now. Now I'm about to get all three of those things for free, and I'm saving $40 on my phone bill. So you want to look at all of those memberships, anything that you're subscribed to, that's all of those things, right? Even your music, if you have Spotify, Tidal, Netflix, Hulu, all of those things, evaluate that. Who can you share with? Okay. Sharing is caring. So figure out who can I be sharing a membership with, even if it's Amazon Prime. Think about, y'all, it's so many memberships out there. Just think about all of the ones that you have. Look at your finances and see which ones you're paying money to. Look through your apps. Make sure you're not paying any memberships or subscriptions to there. Find where you can either cut or you can decrease. You want to also look at your utility bills. That's the next thing. Look at your utility bills and see where can you save. Are you using too much energy during a certain time? When the energy costs more money. So, for example, I'm in California. So from 5 to 8, our utility bills will be more expensive than any other time. So during those times, I make sure I'm not using a lot of energy. Look and see wherever it is that you're at to see what it is that you can do to cut back on your utilities. Also, don't forget, don't be asleep on this. Utility companies such as like your energy, power, energy and power, the same thing, huh? All right, utility companies, we're going to keep it there. I don't want to sound too silly. Okay. So your utility companies, they also have what's called income-based repayment. So I don't know what's considered low or moderate income in your area. You would have to check that out and see, just because in certain areas, what they consider to be low income, I'm like, oh, I thought that was okay. Especially out here in California, shoot, they will low income you to look. Let me tell you what. Okay. So check with your utility companies and see if they have any income-based repayments that could help you out with saving, on your utility bills. That's just a place that you want to check. But cutting or decreasing your utility bills can also help you to free up some money so that you're able to save. You want to also take a look at cable or phone bills, your insurance, any of those things. And so I mentioned how I just upgraded my phone today and now I'm saving money, right? I went from the 10 Max, y'all, the iPhone 10 Max, to the 12 Pro Max, right? Saving $40. Whole plan is cheaper. Everything in his mama is cheaper. And I was just sitting here just like, this how they be getting you. Okay, I'm sitting here talking about, I'm going to just keep my phone. I don't need no new phone and all this other stuff when I'm sitting here going to save more money with having the phone. I know it's crazy. And I'm paying for a phone. I'm like, how am I saving? It's the craziest thing, y'all, but I'm saving. Okay. And so just take a look at your cable bill, your phone bills, all of the things. See if you need, reevaluate. Do I still need cable? Do I need cable? For the most part, some people don't. Now, I have cable just because I'm the plug for everybody to get their services so that they can, so they can use the links. When my mom was still here on this earth, God rest her soul. Hey, mama. Just talking about you real quick. When she was here, I didn't have cable, and I used to use her DirecTV account information so that I was able to watch all the shows that I needed to watch through the apps. And so now I've taken that torch so that I can be that person. Okay. And so I want to have cable just because I have kids, and there are certain things that I want to make sure that I'm still able to see. But I have also added cable into my budget. Now, if I ever get to a place where I need to decrease, cable is the first thing that's going to be leaving. It's gone. Okay. But I want you to determine what you need in your situation. Also, call your phone companies or look and see how you can save there. If it's any upgrades you need to do, if they have any better plans, just look at all of those options. And also insurance. Call your insurance companies, renter's insurance, home insurance, all the insurances, y'all. Okay. I just said insurance. Go for all of them. Check and see if you can be getting a better rate so that you're able to save money. All right. And now we move to the big stuff. Okay. We still playing find the coins. So you have to look at all of your debts. So that's your car loans, your houses, personal loans, student loans, all of those debts where you owe people money, where you had to take out credit in order to get those funds to pay for whatever it is, the items that you have. Okay. All of those things, you need to look at either restructuring them, consolidating them, or refinancing them. So for example, if you have a car, if you are paying too much for this car, right? Is there a way that you can refinance this? Can you refinance that vehicle? Can you get a better rate? Do you qualify for a better rate at this time where you're able to save money? Because if you get a lower rate, that's going to lower your payment. Okay. Also, for your home loans, right now, rates are super low. Look at refinancing your home and see if you qualify for that. Just because rates are so low and because the rates were so high, I'm going to say in the last few years, not high. Let me go ahead and rephrase that. Rates were higher than they are now. I'll say that. And so because the rates are low and they're the lowest that they've ever been, you want to check into that. If you have a home, if you have a mortgage currently, same thing. I know I just said two different words, right? You want to look and see if refinancing is an option for you. Just because it's not going to be an option for everyone, but you need to look and see if it is an option for you and if it will save you some money. All right. If y'all got these personal loans, your student loans, things like that, look into consolidation. Consolidation is where you take all of those loans and you put them together as one. Right. So if you have 16 student loans, right, just because this is not unrealistic for some people. OK, if you have 16 student loans and you get one loan, you lump them all together, one interest rate, one payment. Boom. You make and save money. That's something you'll have to do some research on and look into yourself. OK, if you have personal loans, you can look at consolidation methods there. Also, credit cards. If you have credit cards right now, looking into debt consolidating your credit card debt into a loan, that may also be an option. I have a couple of episodes that talks about that, so you're going to have to revert back to one of those episodes. But ultimately, when you're playing Find the Coins, you want to look at all of your debts and see how you can restructure by doing some type of consolidation or refinance. You can also free up some money in your budget by planning your meals out instead of going out to eat. I know that we've probably gotten in the rhythm of going out to eat. I know that the restaurants aren't open, but you can do takeout. So if you're starting to plan your meals, plan out, breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks, all of those things. Go to the grocery store, order your groceries online. That will save you a lot of money. But grocery shopping and making your meals versus going out to eat all the time, that can help you save money. And also spending less on entertainment stuff. Whatever it is that you use for entertainment, whatever you're doing for entertainment, if you do less of that, that'll also help you to save some money. All right. So we're going to go ahead and go on to gem number 2, which is opening a separate savings account for this challenge. So because we're saving $5,000, you probably have a savings account and you probably I can save in my current savings account that I have. Nope, that's not what we're doing for this one. Okay, we got steps. There's levels to this. Okay. And so I want you to find a credit union, so that you're able to open up a savings account for this particular savings challenge. Now, check this out. I understand everybody ain't going to save $5,000. I get it. But guess what everybody is going to do? You're going to save something. Okay? This is the account that you're going to look back at and you're going to say, that's the account where I attempted to save $5,000 or I saved $5,000 because I was a part of the Mindfully Rich Savings Challenge. Boom. This is the account that helped me build savings habits. That's the reason why you're creating this brand new account. I know you're like, why would I go through the work and do all of this? Just because you have to go through the full process of doing this. Now, if you have a savings account that's not doing nothing right now, that's at a zero balance, that you're not using it for anything else, you can go ahead and use that one. But if you don't, go ahead and open up a savings account. And like I said, find a credit union to open up your savings account at. Just because credit unions, they traditionally don't have fees on regular savings accounts. I don't want y'all to be at banks. You open up a savings account, talk about Richie told me I need to open up a savings account, and you went to one of these banks that charge all the fees. That ain't what I said. We not putting that on me. Okay, so find a credit union so that you can open up a separate savings account for this savings challenge. And gem number 3 is you're going to find an accountability partner that you trust and who will also push you to achieve your goal. Now, I'm going to be one of your accountability partners, okay? Because each week, although I'm going to be doing podcast episodes on different topics, each week, I'm still going to bring up what week we're in for the savings challenge, how much we're saving, things of that sort. You will have me. You can also DM me, and that's it. Which I thought I was going to say, right? Ha! DM me. That's where it stops and ends, okay? And so I'll be one of your accountability partners, but find yourself an accountability partner, somebody that you trust that can that you're okay with telling information to. I'll say that. Just because in life, we need accountability partners. We need people that can hold us to what it is that we said that we're going to do. That's how we're able to progress. And so finding that person that you can trust and someone that will also push you, that's going to ask you, did you save this week? Did you put your money into the savings account like you're supposed to be doing? That person. That's the person that's going to help you save something, okay? They're the people that you want in your life. They're the people that you need to help you, to push you when you feel like you can't. So find an accountability partner now, just so when the challenge starts in January, you already have them picked out. All right, y'all. I told y'all it was only 3 gems. I dropped those gems. If you need to go back and go listen to it, that's the beauty of it being a podcast. Go back, rewind, do whatever you need to do so that you can get the information that you need to hear, okay? Gain that perspective, all right? All right, and so we're going to go ahead and move into the financial self-care segment. And so my financial self-care tip, it kind of aligns with what it is that I dropped for the gems today. And so seriously, I want to make sure that y'all look through y'all finances right now, and I want you to play find the coins, look through all of those things, in your finances so that you can find extra money. That's the thing, okay? Remember, the only way you're able to save is if you stop spending, and you have to figure out where you can cut in order to save. All right, so make sure you do that. Make sure you also open that account up. And y'all remember last week how I had you get your journal, right? You got your journals. Hopefully everybody got them. I was getting this was so cool, right? I was getting messages about I got my journal. I was so excited. I was like, oh my God, they listening. So in your journal, I had you write down $5,000 on the first line, like on one of the pages on the first line. Then you also wrote down what it would mean for you to save this money. And that's great, right? Hopefully everybody has their reasons down. So the next thing that I want you to write below that, just because we're going to keep everything on the same page, below that, I want you to write week 1 dash $20. Or you can write week 1 equals $20, because if y'all didn't catch that, $20 is the amount we're saving for the first week. Just $20, y'all. That's how much we're saving. Now, check this out. I do want to be understanding, because I'm not far removed from a place where it wasn't just $20, because guess who didn't have $20? Me. Okay, I understand that place. And I also wanted to speak to that. So in my financial self-care tip, if you are in that place, I don't have $20. What are you going to do so that you're able to find that $20? Now, in my situation, when I didn't have 20, I had to figure out other ways for me to earn more income. Okay? Check this out. We only can make a certain amount of money at a job. You're the person who decides where that money gets spent. If you're not making enough money at one particular job, you either get another job, you get a promotion, or you find something to do on the side. Okay? So I want us to really be aware of what our options are. So the financial self-care tip is to figure out what it is that you're going to do. If you're in that position, where you're saying, I don't have this $20 right now, figure out what it is that you're going to do, because you want to know what this is ultimately doing. This ain't got nothing to do with the challenge. This is ultimately helping you in your own financial life to build a better financial situation for you, your family, or whomever it is that you support. Okay. So, and that's also self-care for you. Okay. And so, y'all, that's all I got. And I done ran long with this episode. Y'all probably like, dang, she talking. That's it. I'm finished now. All right. So hopefully y'all are gaining more perspective. Your mind is changing a little bit and you're getting into that savings mindset. Please make sure that you go back, listen to the Savings Mindset Part 1 episode. And if you need to re-listen to this one, re-listen as many times as you need to, just because y'all not doing this savings challenge for me. This is to help y'all, because I want all of us to be financially free. I want us to have peace of mind in our financial lives so that if we needed anything, we got it. We can just go to our savings. You know, I just want us all to just be living the life. Right. And so savings is a part of having that financial wealth that you want to have in your life. OK, unless you don't want it, because if you don't want it, it's cool. It's all right. But for the people who do want it, I know that y'all can appreciate this. OK, so please make sure that y'all continue to subscribe to the podcast if you aren't already subscribed, and share this podcast with someone that you want to be in this savings challenge, or someone that just needs to hear this information. And remember, I just said I'm on Facebook now. Just look for Mindfully Rich Podcast. I'm also on IG at mindfully_rich_podcast. And until next time, when I hit y'all with another one.